Hi there, this is Jane Butel in my Southwest kitchen showing you how to make blue cornbread dressing. It's actually become my favorite. Here we see the ingredients. We make the blue cornbread first and then make the dressing. It's got egg, flour, some all-purpose flour, some blue corn flour, sugar, baking powder, kosher salt, and milk. And here we're using actually almond milk, which substitutes just fine. You could even use evaporated milk thinned. So we're just going to add all the liquid ingredients, in other words, combine them. This is the melted butter we're adding to the beaten egg, and next the milk. And now if you're going to make for this dressing, or some people call it stuffing, when you're wanting to make it for your turkey, you're going to have to index how many times the recipe you're going to need. Here we're going to be using it in an 18-pound turkey, but we're showing you how to make one recipe, which is adequate for a 6 to 8 pound turkey breast. Here you just combine all the ingredients. Now this is the wonderful blue corn flour from New Mexico, and it's actually from my Pecos Valley Spice Company, which you can order online. We're adding the rest of the dry ingredients, salt, baking powder, to the flour. You can use any kind of flour, it doesn't have to be a special kind, and a little bit of sugar. Stir these together and then add your combined liquid ingredients. So you just want to make sure they're very well blended. And this is cornbread, so it's not real fussy, and it's just going to be crumbled up to make the dressing. And we're just adding these liquid ingredients, which I'm trying to get, I guess, a good handle on. To pour it in, you just kind of make a little well in the middle there, and we're just going to add it all at once. And if the butter has kind of chilled down from the milk being a little cooler, it's okay. It'll blend in just fine. So we're just mixing it here. And you don't want to over mix it. You want to kind of be it's kind of a muffin procedure, a quick bread procedure, where you just do no more than 15 around the bowl motions. You can see we pretty well have this mixed. And then we're just going to add it to a buttered baking pan. I find a 8-inch square, generously buttered pan works just perfectly. So we're just going to add it, and then it bakes you need to preheat the oven to 350. Or actually, I'm sorry, it's 400 degrees. I was thinking about baking something else, I guess. So preheat the oven to 400 degrees before you started this. And of course, for the full written recipe, you can go to my website, which will refer you over to the blogspot.com. So here we've just kind of smoothed it out, place it in the preheated 400 degree oven, and it bakes in about 20 minutes. And you want to bake it in the middle shelf position. And through the magic of websites and television, here we are with the ingredients for the dressing. We have the toasted pecans, the already cooked and drained and pork sausage, coarsely chopped green chili, the butter which we're going to melt, onion, and celery, and chicken broth. That's what's the liquid in the middle there, and fresh chopped sage. Now this is a 3 times recipe because our turkey is 18 pounds and we wanted to have a little bit extra. We've taken 3 times the recipes. That's why it looks like a lot more onion and celery and so on. So first of all, you're going to melt the butter, and here we're using about a 3-inch deep, you might call this a chicken fryer, 12-inch pan. And again, this is a triple recipe, so it's going to take a bit. And we use unsalted butter always, and never let salted butter even get close to a poultry skin, because it'll make it burst. And unsalted always has a fresher taste. So here the butter is just ready to add the celery, which has been pre-chopped, and the onion. You're actually going to want to chop it into about a 1/2-inch chop. And you just we're going to simmer these together, or actually saute them together, I should say, until the onion is just about clear and the celery is soft. So it's just going to take a little bit here to get them cooked to that point. And then once it's all cooked, we're going to add some of the rest of the ingredients. See, here it's just almost done, so it doesn't take all that long. And we've turned the heat off. and we're going to add the cornbread mixture, which we're going to crumble. We're going to add it first. And all you do, I just find my hands the easiest to just sort of crumble it. And I know the blue color might look different to you, but one of the things that's really great to know is the blue corn has a fabulous nutty-like taste, and most importantly, it's 100% nutrition, which means that if you just ate nothing but blue corn, you would be totally nourished. It has all the essential vitamins, minerals, and essential amino acids, and that's how the ancients survived in New Mexico ages and ages ago. It's pretty much indigenous to northern Mexico and New Mexico. And it's smoked once it's dried, and to preserve it or cure it, they smoke it with sort of a piney wood called a pinon wood. Here we're adding the celery and onion, which has been sautéed, and we're just going to mix all these ingredients together. And you can see it's a generous amount. We're using a very large bowl. And we're next going to be adding the green chili, and I like a coarse chop so you can actually taste the green chili when you get it. These are fresh New Mexico green chilies, some fresh sage that's just been pretty thinly chopped, and then we're going to be adding the chopped pecans. And you want to get these pretty well mixed together before you're going to add the pecans and then the broth. So you can see it takes a bit, and use a steel shank spoon. You know, the cornbread gets pretty kind of thick. I've broken wooden spoons stirring this kind of a mixture, or a masa mixture for tamales. There goes the sausage. Now the sausage is an option. I kind of like it because it's a little heartier and the flavor is wonderful. And I use sage flavored 1 pound of sausage for a triple recipe of this stuffing. And again, we're mixing it before we add the broth. Now you add the broth to your own, just to whatever you think is proper. You want the dressing to be drier that goes into the turkey, because the turkey has all its natural juices. For baking this dressing separately, you're going to be adding extra broth or stock. So we only use just part of it if we're going to put it in the bird, and you're going to use the rest of it, or the adequate amount, if you're baking it separately in a casserole. So here I'm just getting it totally well mixed and just almost ready to put into a buttered casserole for part of it, and the rest we're going to be using for stuffing. To get the full written recipe, you can always go to my Southwest Kitchen blog at janebutelcooking.blogspot.com, and here we see the dressing that has been baked separately in the bowl, and the turkey in the background that had both the neck or thoracic cavity and the body cavity stuffed chock-a-block full of this stuffing. And I got to tell you, it's my very favorite. It is totally delicious.